Hello YouTube fans, here again, and you can see my face because it's a bit light and I've got my torch on today, and I should say my lamp, and I thought I'd use this one for a change because I'm going to show you something. Elvis the Pelvis. Nope, not a record. I said I'd do it, and this is Peter News, so I thought I'll do it and show you, the fans, some of my Elvis pictures, meaning my Elvis calendar. That's right, my Elvis calendar. That's right, people. Peter News. So for everyone who wants to watch me, this is Peter News showing you what I got. I got this from last year, another Elvis calendar. Why not? So I'm going to show everybody the pictures of my Elvis calendar. That's right, pictures of my Elvis calendar. There he is there. You can see this. The light's not the best today on there, but I'll show people my Elvis calendar. There was Elvis in his later on career before he started to put weight on. The looking guy in his heyday, as we all know. And we've got him here as well. Same picture what's on the other one actually. I've got one of December still, I need to get rid of it, but that's Elvis there, back in the olden days, and you can see the picture. The looking guy in that era. That's Elvis, the pelvis. Again, Elvis in his through the later years of the 70s. I do remember my other one having the actual there. Just see if I can find it on here. Yep, from 1970 this one. 1970 when he was in tour. Again, before he put weight on and sadly departed. Elvis when he went to the army. He's with his army suit, looking smart before he had a skinhead. He didn't really have a skinhead, he had it short and didn't have the famous 50s hairstyle. I've got the 50s hairstyle. You can see I've got it slicked back and looking good looking as usual. Elvis in the 50s. People might love me or hate me, but I was never a lover of him in the 50s. I was more of a lover of him. I know it sounds weird, but I like his films, even though they are cheesy. And I preferred him in the 70s, but I'd give him his due. He was different in that era. It was a different style in the music business. And if you wouldn't have had Elvis then, you wouldn't have the music what you'd have nowadays. So that's Elvis in the 50s. Singing away there with a guitar in his hands. I mean, you never see anymore because nowadays the people just follow the looks and not the talent. Elvis again, this has probably been in his movie career when he's getting into his movies. Very good looking guy in that era. What there is this one, I wonder. 1956. Could have been when he did his first film, actually. I was never a lover of his first film. Love Me Tender. I always thought it was a bit slow. It always had a downbeat ending where Elvis's character dies at the end. Nice song, but still depressing. But, you know, it's his first career. Not a bad acting role. Elvis again, same as the cover. You see that? You see the cover there? There it is there. That's Elvis the Pelvis again. And we've got Elvis here. If you can see him. Again, let's have a look at the day. Bear with me. 1961. Good day for Elvis. That's when he started to do more of his acting career. Let's see what else we can find of Elvis. Elvis again. Now when I did have hair, I did have to do that with hair gel. I did his hair like a dick when I did it, but when Elvis did it with hair cheeks, so we can see him, he did look pretty cool in that golden era. And we'll get to Elvis here. Elvis in September. Same day as my birthday. I'm not telling you how old I am. And that's Elvis with a nice pretty smile, looking like me. Let's see if we can find Elvis again. That's Elvis in 1963. Looks like the same name when he did a film called Speedway. He did another one called Breakout where he played a racing driver. Quite funny really, but in that era, he always played racing drivers. He either played a lifeguard or he played a racing driver like Viva Las Vegas. Remember that film? He played a racing driver in that. Well, I find it funny how he played them sort of roles. You can never see that the movies didn't take him serious. Even had him play a big boxer in one film. And it definitely wasn't Rocky Balboa. 1950, look at his 50. They probably made a mistake there. He started his career, as we all know, in 1956. That's Elvis again, looking pretty smart with a nice smile, hair slicked back, definitely a 50s hairstyle. And then got December, the last one, because it's 2022, and we already just got to the day. December, Elvis again. If you can see it, the picture's not the best. And that's Elvis again. So I just thought I'd show you my Elvis kind of. Thought I'd talk about a bit some good news there, cheer people up. So if anyone who's an Elvis fan, there you go. King of rock and roll. See if there's anything else I've got of Elvis to pelvis. Why not? Why not? Da, 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 da. Just bear with me. Yep. Got the film here of Elvis, GI Blues. It was the first film where he did it in colour. Not really a lover of that, but it was more of a lover of Blue Wire in 1961. It's funny enough, come out the same there. But still not a bad one. It's used when he's wearing his army suit. And at the time, it's just have a lot of history there, because at the time, in his music career in the 50s, we all know he went to the army. And at the time, he thought his music career was going to come to an end. And they said, oh, have you ever thought about going to Hollywood? Have you thought about being an actor? So this is why he started to do films like this. We all know he wasn't that great as an actor. But it's a good stepping stone. You can definitely see why in his later days he went back into the music business, because he definitely didn't take him serious. But it's not a bad one, so it goes to me Elvis connection. Because he's like Elvis, I used to see all his films and lids this year. I used to like some of his music. I was more of a lover of him in the 60s, but I respect him in the 50s. Some people say, oh, you don't like him. I just say I wasn't keen on his music in the 50s, but I respect him for what he bought. Without Elvis, you wouldn't have had any of the other singers you hear nowadays. There you go. But that's Elvis to pelvis. For anyone who's a big fan of Elvis, that's Elvis. Probably show you some other stuff of Elvis, because I do, like I say, I like Elvis in that golden heyday. So that's a bit of good news. I thought I'd let people know. Now, as you know, I'm going to be doing a marathon. I'm going to do some of my films that I've done before, because I feel I can do them a little bit better now. So hopefully I'll be doing them as well. I have heard the news today, but it isn't good news. Excuse me, this is what I think about Kurt Arthur nowadays. Boring. That's what I think about it. It's fucking boring. Now I've heard on the news that Boris is planning to doing more restrictions. Oh, it's gone higher. What else is fucking new? So is this down here. This is getting fucking higher. So is this. I think of Boris. Give me a fucking break. It's either he's going to do a tiebreaker, meaning another lockdown. So long for Freedom Day. He's going to do it a full lockdown, or he's going to change restrictions. You already heard what I said about that. You can't see your mates, or your mates can't see you, and you got to drink outside. Bollocks, when are you going to fucking learn that this fucking thing is not going to go away? There'll be other variants on the horizon. Even Theresa May said that one. When are you going to fucking learn that? It ain't going to go away. You cannot get rid of the fucking baldy man. We've got to learn to live with it. You've not once thought about the mental health. You've not once thought about fucking the economy. Don't let me shit you off, because it's a lot of shit, and I know you're full of shit. So at the end of the day, Boris, this is what I think of you and your restrictions. If I want to see my fucking mates, come and fucking arrest me, because I will fucking see you. That's spitting on my new camera and doing it Arthur. And then there's another one called Sir Arthur. Could be right in one that called Ferraris. Sounds like a fucking cocktail. This Ferraris, and then it's going to be like the new Arthur. It's going to be worse. Oh, excuse me. Can you not see what they're doing, people? Can you not see how fucking boring this is becoming now, and how tedious? Fucking big word to me, that. But can you not see how fucking tedious and boring it's becoming? So you can't do that when there's all the bollocks go, and it will go eventually, like any other variant. They'll probably bring out Kurt Arthur next. That'll be the new Kurt Arthur. They'll probably take over fucking Kurt Arthur, and you hear some shit on the news, and it's a lot fucking worse. Fuck off. Seriously, Boris Johnson, from the bottom of my heart, and this goes to your fucking dickhead scientists, fuck off. I had 2 fucking pricks and a booster. I did not intend to have a 4th booster in March. Just get rid of a new fucking variant and go out with our life with restrictions and lockdowns and any of this fucking cock. And I think it's sad. I've got a friend at the moment, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's going for an operation. And all she's been is fobbed off to have this bloody operation. because they've got a fucking late back. And it's nothing to do with Carnarvon, it's to do with that dickhead we've got as a fucking Prime Minister who has fucking cut away what people need just so they can have the fucking third booster. People what don't fucking need a fucking third fucking booster, I may add. So it's cock. It's fucking cock. We all know the Omicron is a mild fucking change, so why the fuck have we got to go through restrictions and not seeing your mates, not being able to have a fucking drink outside? Oh yeah. How many people are going to drink outside and it's pissing it down? I mean in fucking winter, for fucking crying out loud. How many? Without looking like a fucking litters man. So it's just a load of shit. It's a load of fucking shit, and this one fucking takes the piss. Fucking knighthoods. Remember me talking about Tis Ritter, that weird fucking alien? We already know. We got another dickhead, Tony Blair. Yeah, I know I said Tony Blair come back as our Prime Minister, but in all fairness, who wants Tony Blair as a knighthood? This guy sent half our men, half our soldiers, a big chunk of our soldiers out to go to a war, but wasn't their fucking war, and got fucking killed. The only knighthood he wants is lining up and fucking shooting. Then you got Tis fucking Ritter, you got some stupid bits in science who said we're all gonna fucking die of the fucking virus. Give me a fucking break. Why the fucking hell? What the fuck is the Queen smoking, giving these fucking idiots a knighthood? We already know she's got a pedo for a son. So what the fuck is he giving fucking assholes knighthood like that? Tis fucking Ritter, who's only ever so fear in your face. Tony fucking Blair, who'll stick the middle finger up. You sent half our billy chunk of our soldiers out to fucking die, and the stupid bits in science is just fear in everyone's face. It's something for people that risk their fucking lives saving people, lollipop people, lollipop man and lollipop lady, firemen and firewomen, that is their job to save lives, but nevertheless, they save a lot of lives. Ambulance drivers, soldiers of war who's risked their life to save us, and people like that will should be getting a fucking knighthood, not fucking assholes like them. Queen, fucking lay off the hacky backy, please. Did people like that a fucking knighthood? A fucking knighthood? Can I get my fucking knighthood? But anyway, moving on from that, there's some happy news. I will be doing, like I say, a movie marathon. I'll probably repeat some of my films I've done before, and for people who like what I talk about, leave a nice comment, or sub to me if you're not subbed to me there. It'd be nice to have an extra sub into them people. The new year's looking dud, hopefully it will stay looking dud. Into them, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later.